Hello everybody and welcome back to Analog Vernacular. Today we're going to be playing some more Fire Emblem Three Houses. We're in Chapter 18. Man, it just feels like we keep getting closer and closer to that end. What is it, 22 chapters? 21 or 22? So we're getting close, ladies and gents. The
Part
Golden
2,
Scheme.
Verdant Wind.
Interesting.
Harpstring Moon. The Golden Scheme.
Okay.
Claude leverages his victory at the Battle of Gronder to secure reinforcements from Alliance lords. Meanwhile, the Imperial Army continues to tighten its defenses at Fort Mercius in anticipation of an attack on the Imperial capital.
I just want all those new story revelations, you know? The ones we've missed out on every other route. I need the dish on Those Who Slither and Rhea and all of that. Hey. Oh, finally, Lysithea. She's been locked for a long time. Let's do it. Like, for a really long time.
Thank you for helping me with my training again today, Professor. I'm gonna keep at it for a while longer, so you go on ahead.
You should get some rest.
I can't. Not when I'm right on the cusp of using my power to greater potential. Surely you yourself are tired. Just don't worry about me, okay?
I don't think this was locked this late in the other routes.
I'm sorry, Professor.
I'm guessing it's because of the
It was careless
revelation.
of me to continue, despite how fatigued I clearly was. I probably should have listened to you. Now I've made a mess of things. I can't help but feel the need to rush in all things constantly. You get that way when you realize you haven't got much time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this wasn't locked to Chapter 18 in the other routes. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm guessing that they did that because of the dialogue that she had at the end of the last map. You know, where she gave us the revelation that she was involved with the mages, right? Those Who Slither, who we haven't really heard that name yet. What do you mean?
I believe I've mentioned that House Ordelia was, at one time, being controlled by people from the Empire. During that time, strange people, mages perhaps, came and performed rituals on all the youth within my family. With the Empire monitoring our every move, my parents could do nothing but watch in horror as all of this unfolded. One after another, the children died, until the only one left was me. You know, my hair wasn't always this color. During their experiments, they'd been doing things with my blood. One morning, I awoke like this, a shock of white hair, all trace of pigment gone. Upon seeing me, the mages were delighted. They realized that their experiments had finally succeeded. Sure enough, they ran a test and saw that two crests coexisted within me. Losing pigment from my
Big
hair
hint for
wasn't
Edie,
the
of
only
course.
loss. The mages informed me that my lifespan was now greatly shortened. 5 more years at most. Perhaps less.
How awful.
Shortly thereafter, the mages lost interest in me, and we never saw them in the Ordelia household again.
And let's be clear, the writing never actually implies that Edie has the same time frame as Lysithea does. Like, we can guess that maybe she does, but there's absolutely no writing that confirms that. Edie might have been more successful than Lysithea. And I think even, like, I don't even think any of the final texts for Edie really hint at that at all. It kind of implies that she had plenty of time after she took power in, like, Crimson Flower and stuff, you know? Correct me if I'm wrong, and please do send me, like, any end cards for Edie that kind of maybe implies that maybe she didn't live as long as a normal person, but yeah, I don't know. I wonder if Edie's experiment was more successful than Lysithea's was.
Since all that, our family has been in decline. It's challenging now even to govern our territory. After all my mother and father have suffered, I at least want them to have peace as they grow older. That is all I wish for, but I haven't much time to ensure it comes to pass.
It's too soon to give up.
It's not like what's been done to me can be undone.
Let's try to find a way to undo it.
Professor, the only way I can conceive of would be to remove my crest somehow. But I don't know if that's even remotely possible. Even if it were, I wouldn't be of much use to you and the others without my crest.
We will find a way.
You sound resolved. I'll allow your resolve to bolster my own. Thank you, Professor.
Our objective is Enbar, the Imperial capital, but our greatest obstacle lies before that.
And what's that?
Fort Mercius. If we can't pass through, we won't be able to reach Enbar.
Fort Mercius, the impregnable fortress, or so it's called.
If I recall correctly, it's sometimes referred to as the Stubborn Old General.
It is a massive fortress that was constructed to protect the Imperial capital.
The Imperial army we defeated has withdrawn to Enbar. Fort Mercius should be short on soldiers for now.
Tactically, that's probably the right call. We should attack quickly.
Yes, it would be good to finish up here before more enemy reinforcements arrive. The only real question is what our fearless leader intends to do.
You know, I almost wish that, and maybe they'll do this in the next game. There should be tactical decisions like that are posed to the player that actually has an effect on gameplay or on a mission. Wouldn't that be cool? Like, you could decide whether or not to attack quickly, or, wait a little bit longer in order to try and find some tactical advantage. And, there could be pluses and minuses to both of those options, or maybe one of them is tactically more sound than the other, and one of them makes it harder. There's a lot they could do with that. It could be really cool. I kind of hope that they might explore something like that in the next one, but we'll see. We'll see.
Sorry for the delay, everyone. Those mewling lords kept me from leaving for quite some time.
I'll bet you that we'll get an announcement this next year about whatever the next Fire Emblem game is, though. Their game turnarounds tend to be pretty quick. Two years. Back in, they used to have 1 year turnarounds for a while there, but that was when they were doing, the 3DS, which was probably easier to develop for. But I think we'll hear something soon.
So, were you able to secure additional reinforcements?
It's gonna have to wait until next month. It doesn't look like they can afford to keep supporting us at present.
Then what should we do about Fort Mercius? Do you plan on waiting around?
No, if we wait until next month, the enemy will have bolstered their defenses. That said, the prevailing theory is that you need triple your enemy's forces to take a fortress with a frontal assault.
Right. That's what we were taught at the academy. And this is Fort Mercius we're talking about. It's renowned for its strong defenses.
Our current army isn't nearly strong enough. What to do?
Whatever you do, just don't ask us to scale those huge walls. We'd end up dead when they hurl rocks down at us.
Yeah, no thanks. If only someone would open up the gates for us from the inside.
Unfortunately, we don't have any spies in there. Wait a minute.
Shamir.
I've got it. We sneak in, stir up confusion, and open the gates ourselves to let our allies in.
Right, that's what I was saying all along.
Isn't Shamir known for being
Hilda.
basically a ninja?
We go about
Ninja
sneaking
spy?
Disguises? If we dress up like Imperial soldiers, maybe they'll think we're allies and let us in. Do you really think they'd just open the gates for us? I'd be pretty dumbfounded if that worked.
I mean,
No, she's on to
they're
something.
incompetent,
It's
so...
a good idea, Hilda. We just need to refine it a bit, and we'll be in there before we know it.
Really? Go me!
Go you.
What is your definition of refining the idea? I know your go-to strategy is nausea-inducing poison, but...
Oh, I maybe ate too much. My stomach hurts.
Raphael, why are you eating meat during a war council?
Why not?
So,
Protein.
fearless leader, I'm guessing you're going to keep the crucial parts of your scheme under wraps until the time comes, aren't you?
Rafa's always in the back carb packing.
You know me so well, Judith. Whether we like it or not, this war puts a damper on all of our spirits. What's wrong with trying to have a little fun every now and again?
This is a great
Just leave
track.
the details to me.
When I'm playing, like, usually my speakers have to be turned down pretty low because I don't use headphones when I record. So sometimes it's hard for me to really hear the music, but man, there's just a couple tracks that they're so good. Okay, Roth and Flame, looks like this is the only support we got, so let's go ahead and do it.
Hello, Raphael. Are you well? Any chance you might be training today?
Of course! My muscles are always ready to train.
I imagine so. Mind if I tag along? I have been practicing my battle cries. I believe you shall notice a marked improvement. Rah! Yeah!
Wow, that sounds much better than last time.
True.
But try doing it more like this. Yeah!
Oh, hearing it anew is positively invigorating. I have much training ahead if I am to become as strong as you.
Try not to strain yourself. You've got smarts, so you shouldn't have to worry about your muscles.
I won't be satisfied until my body is as strong as my mind. As my body is so frail, my brother is endlessly worrying over me.
I know what that's like. I have a little sister too.
It's really sad because the
I
reason
always
she's
worry
so
about it,
frail is because she
even
got
when it's
injured in a
something small,
war
like catching a
ages
cold.
ago. Like, nearly died. Which is why Seth is so protective of her. But, like, she almost died, and then she, like, spent how many years? Hundreds? I don't know. I don't actually know the timelines. But I'm guessing, like, hundreds of years recovering. It's kind of sad.
Then surely you understand. I want to give my brother peace of mind. If I don't get stronger, I won't be able to do all the things I wish to do. But I'm quite enjoying this. I have never shouted so loudly in all my life. Each time I allow myself to let go in such a way, I feel invigorated.
Somebody let me know, how long ago was the the Saros Nemesis war? I've never actually, like, looked at the dates closely enough to figure out how long ago that was.
Well, if you're having fun, I'm not gonna stop you. Go on and shout as much as you want. Give it all you've got and make your brother proud.
Just you wait. I've only just begun.
All right. Gather up your energy deep in your gut and get ready to shout.
Yeah! Rah!
It's freaking adorable. It really is. I love their support so much. Raph and Shamir's, though, oh my god. I don't think any of them have made me laugh as hard as Raph and Shamir's. Okay, I don't think there's much for me to do right now. What am I doing? I don't know. Yeah, we're just gonna explore. I'm almost at a point where I might just have to stop, like, worrying so much about food supports and our weekly trainings. I mean, I'm still going to do as much of that as I can, but with us running out of food so quickly, like, I don't know if it's really, like, something I can keep up on.
Professor!
We'll see.
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. I hear there was a huge battle recently. Glad to see you made it back safe and sound. Maybe there's life after death, or maybe that's just a bunch of pretty words. Either way, we should live like our time here is all we've got.
Pardon me. Got a wager for you. My friend says there's twice as many women in Abyss as men. You think he's right?
Kind of doubtful. I mean, just looking at the makeup of this room? No, the men aren't as few as that.
Good eye. You win. Here, have a little something.
Thanks. 5 mithril. All right. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, not even close. It's like mostly men here. There's one.
Really? I hear Hilda proposed a genius plan. That right? We've got a little strategist on our hands. Not too long ago, she was just a tiny girl who couldn't do a thing on her own. Now look at her. She's the fiercest of the fierce.
Ship it.
I wonder what Holst would say if he saw her now. I bet he'd be proud. Just like me.
It's not that I don't sympathize with Lady Edelgard's goals, mind you, but perhaps not to the point of shedding blood for her ideals.
Perhaps not.
I must keep her example in mind as I chart a new path. Peace in Fodlan and a restored House Nouvelle shall be my guiding star as I blaze my own trail.
If the Empire rallies its forces and attacks Garreg Mach, I'm not so sure Abyss will be okay. If we're not careful, it'll end up buried in rubble.
I won't let that happen.
Ever the valiant one. But nobody ever knows how a war will turn out. That's part of the deal, you know. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but I want to ensure there's still a refuge for people to escape to.
People have always fought, I guess. Bandits and nobles clashing over territory, things like that. So before the war, when folks talked about how peaceful everything was, I thought, what continent are you living on? I get it now. A few isolated skirmishes here and there are nothing compared to a full-blown war. The one truly peaceful place I've known was the village where I grew up.
No, please. You can't tell anyone you saw me here. I'm in hiding from the army.
Why?
I couldn't stand the war, the violence. I had to get away. But now that I've deserted, I can't go home. Justice, ambition, what does any of that matter if you're dead? I just want to live. Is that so wrong?
Huh?
Well, I won't tell anybody.
I hear there was a pretty spectacular battle up there recently, but we don't hear a lot about that stuff. There was a lot of talk when it first started, but 5 years on, it's just a fact of life. What? There have been lots of battles on the surface recently? I hadn't heard. See what I mean?
Need something?
Okay,
See
yeah, we
you
did do
again
everything
soon.
there.
Professor.
I don't know, what do you think? Maybe it's time to, change my outfit again for when we're exploring? Haven't done that in a while. Maybe the, Sothis Regalia or something? I think we did that one for a little bit, but not for very long. It's not one of my favorites, to be honest, but... where do we do it? Is it here? Yeah. No. This one is really good. I do love this one a lot. This one and the summerwear. Yeah, summerwear is really good. Evening wear. Let's do the dancer. Yeah. Sure, with glasses. Let's do it. Looking good, girl.
Nah, doesn't matter how sturdy to keep. If the commander defending it is incompetent, it can fall as easy as anything. That's what they say, at least. I wonder if that applies to Fort Mercius. All I know is, if I was the Emperor, I'd never in a million years assign an incompetent commander to a fort as important as that one.
Okay, who are we doing the bathhouse with? Maybe somebody we're working on working towards an S rank with? Or Hilda again. She needs some help if we're gonna get her up on her goals. Alright, you're 32% on that. So you at least qualify, so maybe we don't need to focus on that so much. We can just brute force it until we get it. Let's do Yuri. Help him get his S rank on his sword. I think we might just make it. Come on, you both gotta hit it this one. Yeah, there it is. First try for once. Brilliant.
Fort Mercius is old and strong. Its reputation for durability is equal to that of Aryan Road. Are we really going to leave this to Claude, with a plan concocted by Hilda of all people?
Rude. Have a little faith, my man.
I would like to, but I'm always troubled by how secretively that man devises his schemes. Let us hope the end result is not too outlandish.
Doesn't matter if it's outlandish or not. It only matters that it works.
Kemp, my relationship with the Boar Prince began even before I was born. He was always by my side. You might even say that, at one time, we were best friends.
So, what happened?
I couldn't fathom the depth of his hatred for the Empire. So much anguish. Could I have saved him? Could I have stopped him?
That relationship is one of the most interesting ones in the game. There are so many interesting relationships in Blue Lions. It's one of the reasons I love them. Is just because, like, interesting characters and, like, interesting interactions like that, and the way that they play off of each other is, like, so interesting and dynamic. You've got so many, like, just relationships that are incredibly meaningful in that route. It's wild. I love it. I love it so much.
It's always so peaceful coming back here. But it's hard to relax knowing we have to go out on another expedition again so soon. And assaulting that huge keep. That sounds hard. Oh, really hard. Don't you think it'll be hard?
No, we'll be fine.
Of course you'd say that. Why'd I even ask?
You're not in main party. You'll definitely be fine, girl. You got nothing to worry about.
No.
Okay, lots of boa fruit. Okay, there's nobody in the dorms.
Maybe.
Professor? Fort Mercius is next, huh? Ah, the memories. It's a huge stronghold in my father's domain. The town's completely surrounded by high walls.
If I remember correctly, you are usually there, aren't you? Or is that Arianrod?
Way back when
Can't
the
remember.
fortress was just a playground for me. Yeah, those were the days.
I think it was Mercius. Mercedes and him were on two sides of the map. I could be getting that mixed up with Arianrod, but I think that's the case.
The fish in this pond get fed every day, so they're swimming all lazy and serene. But the only reason they're kept here is so that they can one day be used for food. But the fish don't know that, so they just swim around happily. It's a bit of a miserable thought. But aren't soldiers much the same?
It's quite cynical. I can get behind that. I'm a cynical person, so, yes.
Greetings,
You're
Professor.
fish.
Nothing to report. Is it true that we'll be assaulting Fort Mercius next? That doesn't sound like the brightest idea. I've heard that it's built to withstand an attack from even the largest of armies. And not to tell you how to do your job, but don't do it. I'm not ready to say my final goodbyes to
Gatekeeper. You're a good person, Gatekeeper. We have Pegasus, we have a lot of flyers in our midst, so we'll just fly over the wall. It'll be fine.
Hello!
Okay, did you get more of... Yes, you do get these every month.
Will this one do? It's all. Will this one do? It's all. Will this one do? It's all. Will this one? It's all. Will this one do? It's all. Will this one do? It's all. Will this one do? It's all. Will this one? It's all. Will this one do? It's all. Will this one do? It's all yours. Take it.
Thanks.
Tell your friends.
You got it. Hey, how about a favor? Welcome.
What am I trying to do? Oh my gosh. What is wrong with me today? Alright. We don't have any bullions.
Come back soon.
Let's check for items.
Professor!
Professor!
No.
Wow, I hardly recognize everyone. Their faces have changed so much. More experience in the eyes, and more pain. I'm glad that they're stronger, but I hate to think they've all become hardened killers. Look after them, okay? Try to keep them on the straight and narrow.
Among our prisoners of war, there were quite a few people who served His Highness. One of them stated,
that the Empire was involved with the tragedy of Dusker. If this is true, His Highness's motives seem clear. I can't help but feel that perhaps I should have been fighting by his side.
Are you having regrets?
No, not anymore. I am where I belong. Those of us still on this plane of existence will carry the torch. The inhumane actions of the Empire must not be repeated.
I never used to care whether I lived or died. But after seeing so much death firsthand, I now realize how precious life truly is. I'm ashamed of how arrogant I was to think that death could mean so little.
Let's go back to Anna. Have her train us in sword. Want to get that S rank.
You got it.
No.
Hey there! We merchants of the Alliance territories were excited to hear of your victory in the last battle. We don't much like the prospect of doing business under the heel of the Empire. The Alliance is what we know and love. But more than that, it's low on regulations, which is great for business. Please keep up the good work, Professor. The merchants of the world are on your side.
Claude takes care of the strategy, you direct the troops, and the rest of us focus on the fighting. As long as the system keeps working, we can win any battle, no matter the odds. That's what everyone's saying, anyway. Hope you can keep up with our expectations, Professor.
Not possible. After the battle at Gronder, some people claim they saw my father.
You need to be part of main party soon, girl. I miss you, Annie.
He walked off the battlefield clutching His Highness's dead body.
No.
So long as Father's alive, I don't need anything else. I just...
Man, that's really
I
sad.
hope to see him again one day.
Damn.
Teacher, Dimitri, the late Prince of Fargus. He despised the Empire with all his heart. He should not have tried leading an army while his emotions were holding him captive.
Leaders are people too.
No. If a leader's emotions overcome them, others must step in to prevent poor decision-making.
You know, fair enough,
Why
actually.
did his followers not intervene? His attendants. I used to call Edelgard my leader, and now she is running amok. I am duty-bound to stop her.
Yeah, I totally respect that, honestly. Like, as much as I love Daydu, like, he would do anything for Dimitri, no questions asked, whereas, like, he probably should have, like, tempered him a little bit, you know what I mean? Instead of just following, he could have tempered Dimitri a bit, but...
Standing face to face
It
with
is
those
what
whom
it
I
is.
went to school with. On the field of battle. How inhuman war is. How horrifying. My heart feels shattered. It is my hope that this war marks the end of such foolish behavior.
You know, like, Flayn is probably... Oh man, she's a great character. Flayn is definitely near the top of my list. Like, she's just such a good character overall.
I have excitement in my heart for secret tactics. I enjoy attacks that are surprising.
One of these days, I'm gonna have to, like, actually do, like, a ranking of the characters in this game. I mean, I've got to piss everybody off, right? When Edie ends up near the bottom, if not on the bottom. I don't know if she would actually end up all the way on the bottom, to be honest with you. God, I haven't really thought about it enough, but, like, I should do that. I really should. Maybe when I finish Golden Deer, I'll actually do some rankings or something. That could be interesting for me to even kind of, like, figure that out for myself. Because it's like hunting?
Yes, hunting is doing surprise attacks on prey. Surprise attacks are safe with friends. Fewer injuries.
Pardon me. I've come to deliver vegetables we harvested in the village to the monastery's dining hall. Because of the season, I couldn't really pick that much. But I wanted to help you guys out. Even just a little bit. We're busily planting seeds, so when things start to grow, I'll be back.
Professor, you know when you work your muscles and they start screaming? That means you gotta be nice to them. If your muscles are hungry, you gotta feed them. And let them rest when they're tired.
You can tell how your muscles are feeling?
Of course! If my muscles hurt, then I hurt. If they're hungry, well then I'm hungry too. What's with the confused
Right,
face,
yeah.
Professor? You look like you don't get a word I'm saying.
No, I fully understand. That's, yeah. Your muscles feel what you feel. Freaking love it, man. Roth is so weird. It's great. Alright, we'll look at food later. I think I'm going to prioritize getting that sword to S, and then
I've heard the
do
dues passed
supports.
on, just like His Highness.
No, he hasn't. Don't believe everything you hear. That
You're
man's
right.
still alive.
I don't think anyone's found his body, so I guess he might still be out there.
He's going to show up in the...
If somehow he's still alive.
in the throne room.
I
Edie's
hope we'll
throne
meet
room
again.
again. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. We're going to keep his ass alive just like we did last time. That might be really hard and maddening. It might be really hard. We'll have to see. Let's see. Anything to pick up over here? No. God, I miss Daydu too.
Okay.
So, you know, Professor, laying siege to a keep is like asking a girl out on a date.
Is it now?
First, you get past her defenses, then you make your move.
What's your strategy? I don't. Have we ever seen Sylvain use the negging method? I'm trying to think if we have. You might be right, Sylvain.
I knew you'd get it, Professor. Anyway, you know more about tactics than me, so I don't know why I'm offering you advice.
I'm just gonna put it out there. Pickup artists and the methods they use are fucking trash tier, and they're kind of horrible. So, yeah, I'm not about that. I'm not about that. Negging is a shitty thing to do to a person. Just
After
saying.
that great battle earlier, the balance of power in Fodlan has shifted greatly. To get revenge for all our fallen friends, we'll have to stake our lives on the fight that lies before us.
Pardon me.
Professor, I have a question for you. Have you heard of the Death Knight?
Oh, you bet I
I'm
have.
referring to that Imperial general who has been operating under that moniker.
Oh, I've heard of him.
Nothing is certain yet, but I get the feeling we'll have to face him soon enough.
Yeah, y'all may have noticed that I kind of gave up on Ignaz's Dark Mage path. I don't know, it seems like more work than it's worth. Man, he's close though? Maybe. It's just so hard to... I don't know. I wanted to get him Poison Strike.
Okay.
He's only 48 experience away. I really should just finish it.
Edelgard, Dimitri,
We'll see. We'll see.
and our own Claude. All the house leaders from way back when, assembled again at Gronder. I wonder what their thoughts were as they headed out to the battlefield.
Any items? Probably not. I don't care. Turns out when you've played, 350 plus hours of this game, there are certain things that are less important. Like finding every single item, although I still pretty much do anyway.
Some say they saw Gilbert, who used to serve in the Knights of Seros, at Gronder. Apparently, he was originally a Knight of the Kingdom who served Prince Dimitri. He was an exceptional knight. I wish I could have fought by his side.
Apparently, he was an exceptional knight. I mean, did you work with him or didn't you? Those two lines seem to contradict themselves a little bit.
Guess what I noticed? I can see further than most other people can see. But I can't figure the point of seeing further than an arrow can fly, since I can't shoot what I see.
You could find our targets quicker than anyone.
Yeah, I suppose it could
You're a
be
scout.
real useful for finding Lady Rhea, too. Thanks, Professor. I think I get it now. I'm gonna put my eyes to real good use.
Fort Mercius is a keep that was constructed to defend the imperial capital, Enbar. We cannot enter the capital without first capturing that fort. But once we have it, the city should be almost entirely at our mercy. Whatever strategy you have in mind, I have faith that it will lead to victory.
All right, anybody on that third floor? No.
Each step closer to Enbar, I'm reminded of another part of my past. Riches and poverty, glory and failure. That city has it all. And if I'm honest, sometimes I miss it. That's how the past works, though, isn't it? It's always a different story than what you really lived.
Yeah?
Fort Mercius is the Empire's single most fortified military installation. Utterly impregnable, they say. I wonder, do you happen to know the nickname given to Fort Mercius?
Yes, I do. The Stubborn Old General.
Indeed, a very good answer. But of course, you'd know that. Seems Fodlans give everyone and everything a nickname. Why, you were called the Ashen Demon.
Still one of the
Myself,
coolest nicknames
I've
ever.
been called the Father of Crestology, which is a nickname as well as a title, I suppose.
Let's see, who else can train sword? We did Catherine, right? Yeah, we did, because we did Catherine and then we went back to Anna.
Right.
We'll see.
Hilda's quite a tactician, disguising ourselves as enemy soldiers to sneak in undetected.
Maybe Yuri can?
A stroke of brilliance. With this strategy, we can really snatch victory from the jaws of deceit.
No, Aloise. No. It's a bad pun.
Ah, rats! You've seen through my cunning punning.
No, that really was a bad pun, Aloise. That was one of your worst.
Please tell Claude not to give us any more ridiculous orders. I've reached out through all of my channels, but there are limits to these things. I'll have to recruit an entire town's worth of people if I ever plan on making enough Imperial uniforms.
Does Yuri have an S rank in sword? If so, then he can train us too. No, he doesn't yet.
I wonder how far we can get with this plan, dressing up like Imperial soldiers to sneak in.
Claude said it could use some refinement. Any ideas?
We could dress Claude as a woman.
Claude dressed as a woman? I don't understand what the point of that would be.
For fun?
On second thought, let's just stick to the plan as originally conceived. That seems safer.
Each time we take a step forward, more blood is spilled. But by spilling that blood, we're able to take yet another step forward. War is always a cruel affair. But luckily, we have each other to lean on. We've steeled our hearts. We won't be broken.
I'm glad we have such reliable allies.
I couldn't agree more. Without them, we could never have made it this far. Oh, and about taking the fort, I'll need a tad more time to prepare our plan. It's called an impregnable fortress for a reason, after all. My contingencies need contingencies this time, or we may not pull it off.
Who am I supposed to bring those resources to for that quest? Yeah, I just don't think we have it, so. It is what it is. All right. 3 people up here, maybe? To talk to?
Really? Oh, Goddess, hear my prayer. Please bless the deceased with peace everlasting, and may his soul rest in tranquility. You know, I used to see him praying quite often when I would come to the cathedral at night.
Talking about Dimitri?
I wonder who it was he prayed for back then.
I come here after getting chased out of the Empire. There's no place for our kind there anymore. But there are still many inside Empire territory who haven't abandoned their faith in the Church of Seros. I pray that one day we'll get the chance to rebuild the church within the Empire.
Hello there.
Professor, so many people died in the battle at Gronder. And here we are, preparing for the next battle as if nothing happened the day before. It's almost easier to think about war as theater, with the stage an entire continent.
Though actors die, the show goes on.
Something like that. If an accident happens on stage, the next day's performance must be unaffected. Everyone just pretends like everything is fine, focusing on their role in the play.
Okay, I think that we trained with everybody who could train in sword. Oh. We did not go over there. Let's go and talk to them real quick. And then we'll go and check out supports and stuff.
There's word that Claude has developed a rather interesting stratagem to capture the fortress. You know Fort Mercius' nickname, I assume, the stubborn old general? But there must be 1 or 2 gaps in its defenses.
As I suspected, they seem to be supporting the Imperial Army now. Though I don't quite know who they are yet. Nor do I know what tricks they'll use against us next. We can't afford to let our guard down.
Professor, the battle at Gronder Field was gruesome, wasn't it? But perhaps it's irresponsible to look away. To close our eyes to the horrors of war.
I agree.
As survivors, we must ensure that all these lives were not lost in vain. We must see the tragic foundations upon which we'll build our future. May an age of peace rise from the ashes, so that all this sacrifice means something.
Okay, what are our targets? Happy support should be a target, so let's check that out. Lynn, Hart, and Ash, huh? Isn't Lynn working on somebody else as well? Marianne? Yeah, Marianne. So let's save Marianne and Lynn, and we'll do Ash and Happy.
This looks delicious.
Wow.
Marianne, are you going to finish eating that?
Please don't say such bizarre things.
Okay, Claude and Cyril, maybe? No, they're done. Okay. We can do Claude and Flame.
That smell.
My brother used to scold me for being too picky.
Okay, we have 2 more. Now, who... We do have quite a few of our party members who need a little bit of help. Hilda's one of them. Hilda, who do you need supports with? Were we working on Caspar still? We are. So let's do Hilda and Caspar, and then for the last one, we'll just choose 2 of our party members.
It's
Ignatz, Leone. We need Yuri, so let's do Yuri and Leone, because I know both of them need a little bit of help with some stuff, so cool. We'll do that.
I've eaten many meals in my...
that.
Lorenz, Ignatz.
Let us hope. How kind. How kind. How. How.
Okay, Ignatz, Sylvain, and Constance.
So, anyway.
Oh.
Thank.
You were in the library, Ignatz, and Constance will be in Abyss.
Professor, may an aid. Thank you. Thank you very. Thank you very.
Thank you so much.
We'll do this. We'll do that last support that we triggered.
I am grateful.
And then we'll be done with this episode. We're almost there.
I have gratitude.
Thanks so much.
Let's see. Constance. Yes, you're over here.
Professor, peace is... Why, how? Why, how? I'm...
Didn't like that one.
Why?
Alright, we didn't find any of her likes. That's okay, though. I'm not even sure which support we triggered. Cyril or Flane, maybe? Could be Caspar.
Definitely.
Flane.
It has been a while since we last spoke, Professor. Spare me a moment again, will you not?
Of course.
You recall how you helped me and allowed me to join your class, yes? I have learned a great many things since then. Indeed, I have truly grown so much. This personal growth is due in large part to you. And I wish to express my gratitude, sincerely.
I'm not sure you've grown that much. Rude.
Excuse me? Are you implying that I am still naive? I will have you know that I have made many friends and am constantly learning new things. Why, when I go to the market alone, I even haggle.
Girl, I take it all back. You're killing it. Good job. Proud of you.
You must be familiar with the delicate art of haggling, in which one negotiates a lower asking price for an item. That is the type of knowledge common only to those as mature as myself.
I think we offended her. How old are you again?
Who? Me?
You.
Have you not asked this once before? It is a bit rude to ask repeatedly, you know.
So many faux pas today. You never told me, though.
Is that so? Well, it seems we have something in common, since I do not know your age either. Come now, there is nothing to be gained from focusing so heavily on age. Touching on a previous discussion, I think I have learned more about you. I mentioned how you possess an air of mystery. I compared you to any old sea, but I have come to realize you are more like a particular sea, one I have seen before. When I was quite small, my mother would take me out to play in the sea. She was an excellent fisher, my mother. I grew to love fish deeply because of her.
Where are you going with this?
Well,
so rude today.
Fish are... Oh, wait. I was talking about the sea, was I not? Anyhow, I sense that, like the sea, your depths are seemingly impenetrable. Yet, despite your unknowable depths, there is something familiar about you. It's as if we have met somewhere, long, long ago.
You think we've met before?
No, I do not think so. It is all quite strange, really. Still, I do not think you could be a complete stranger either. Both your hair and eyes are unmistakably... Oh, apologies. Just muttering to myself. It is nothing. Mutterings aside, I mean to say that you do not feel like a stranger to me. For whatever reason, I feel deeply connected to you. And for this, I am glad.
Okay. That's it, right? No other supports. I think we're ready to go. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and save, and this is where we're going to end this episode. So thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good one, everybody.